Shyama Bhutana Katana Koita Bahasatana Jayadasarati Rama Bhutana Katana Koita Bahasatana Jayadasarati Rama Yasoda Drulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara Yasoda Gopa Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Bara Gopi Priya Jana Ravanantakara Makana Daskara Gopi Jana Vashahari Antakaram Vajra Rakala Gopa Vrindapala Chitahari Bamsidari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yogindra Bandana Shinandanandana Vajrabhana Bhayahari Navina Nirada Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamsi Bihari Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna. Yasoda Gaundindra Mandana Shinandanandana Vajrajana Boyahori Yogindra Bandana Shinandanandana Navina Nirada Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamsi Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yashodanandana Kamsa Nisudana Nikunja Rasa Vilasi. Yashodanandana Ravina Kadamba Kanana Asabahalayana Vrindabipina Nivasi. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Ananda Vadana Prema Niketana Pulasara Jojaka Kama. Gopangana Gana Chitta Vinodana Samasta Guna Gana Dama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yamuna Jivana Keli Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora Namasudara Sagao Krishna Jasa Rakovachana Manamora. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hey bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hey bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Hey bola Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Ki Jai, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai. So this mantra, this bhajan is saying, Lord Hari, or Krishna, incarnated as a half-man, half-lion, Nrsimha. He appeared as a dwarf brahmana named Upendra, and is the killer of the Madhu demon. He is the beloved son of the king of Raja, Nanda Maharaj, and is blackish in complexion. He is the slayer of the Putana witch and the destroyer of the demon Kaitaba. All glories to Lord Hari, who appeared also as Lord Rama, the son of King Dasarath. He is the darling of Mother Yasoda, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and the spiritual senses, and the protector of the cows. He is the lord of the Vrindavana forest, the gopis' beloved, the lover of Radhika, and the most beautiful personality in all the worlds. As Ramachandra, he brought about the end of the demoniac King Ravana. As Krishna, he stole the older gopis' butter. He stole the younger gopis' clothes while they were bathing in the Yamuna. He is a cowherd boy of Raja and a protector of the cowherd boys. He steals the hearts of all and always holds a flute. Lord Krishna is worshipped by the best of yogis and is the son of Nanda. He removes all the fears of the inhabitants of Raja. He is the color of a fresh rain cloud, and his form is enchanting. When he wanders about playing his flute, he looks very charming. He is the son of Yasoda and the killer of King Kamsa, and he sports in the rasa dance among the groves of Raja. He engages in this rasa dance underneath the Kadamba trees, and he resides in the forest of Vrindavana. Krishna increases the ecstasy of his devotees. He is the reservoir of all love, and is the transcendental Cupid who uses his flowered arrows to increase the loving desires of the gopis. He is the pleasure of the gopis' hearts and the abode of all wonderful qualities. Lord Krishna is the life of the river Yamuna. He is always absorbed in amorous pastimes, and he is the moon of the gopis' minds, which are like the chakora birds that subsist only upon moonlight. O mind, obey these words of mine and sing the glories of Shri Krishna in the form of these holy names, which are full of nectarian mellows. Lord Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Radha Nilamadava ki jai. So this next bhajan is also sung as an arti, and it says, Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna, Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Yugala Milan, Arati Karove Lalitadi Sakigan. All glories to the meeting of the transcendental transcendental pair, Shri Radha and Krishna. The gopis headed by Lalita perform the arti ceremony for their pleasure. So we'll sing this. Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Yugala Milan, Arati Karo Vilalita Sakigan. Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Yugala Milan, Arati Karo Vilalita Sakigan. Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Yugala Milan, आरती करो वे ललिता सखी गान बोलो जय जय राधा कृष्ण युगल मिलन आरती करो वे ललिता सखी गान हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे मदन मोहन रूप जीवंग सुंदरी पीतांबर सिक्की पुछ चूद मनोहारी मदन मोहन रूप जीवंग सुंदरी पीतांबर सिक्की पुछ चूद मनोहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ललिता माधव वमे विषभानु कन्या सुनील वसन गौरी रूप गुण गान्या ललिता माधव वमे विषभानु कन्या सुनील वसन गौरी रूप गुण गान्या हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे नानाविध अलंकार कोरि जलमाला हरि मनोवी मोहन वदन उज्ज्वला हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे विशाखा सखी गणा नाना रंग गाया प्रिया नर्म सखी जगत चमर दुलाया हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे वंदे राम 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 हरे हरे श्री राधा माधव पद सरसिज आसे भक्ति विनोद पारी सुख बासे श्री राधा माधव पद सरसिज आसे भक्ति विनोद सखी पदे सुख बासे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Premanandi ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Grantha Raja Ki. Did we give those out? No. The sheets of the class.
Oh, the sheet that I gave to everybody.
You gave it already? Okay.
Yeah. You want a copy?
No. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Grantha Raja Ki Jai. You have to turn this fan off. You know how to turn it off? It's over here.
Turn the fan?
Yeah. So tonight we're going to hear basically how to recognize if someone is a real guru and not a kangaroo. This is an important question because if you surrender to a kangaroo, you learn how to jump up and down like this. You surrender to a guru, you will learn how to love Krishna and go back to the spiritual world at the end of this material existence. So this is explained in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What's very nice about the Bhagavad Gita, all knowledge is in the Bhagavad Gita, and it's a very short book. It's only 700 verses. You could read it in less than a week if you wanted to. And it contains the answers to all fundamental questions of life. What are those questions? Who am I? Who is God? What is this material creation? What is time? And what is my real duty in life? These are fundamental questions that we should answer if we want to have a successful life. If you don't want to have a successful life, you don't have to answer these questions. You can be a failure You can be a big success materially and a total failure spiritually, which means you have to take birth again and start all over. But this time you're carrying the baggage of a mixed bag of good and bad karma. And you never know what the karma is until it happens, which means you never really know what's going to happen next in your life. But if you follow this, what we're going to explain today, you can be free of this whole mess, confusion, and you won't have to ask for anything from God, because God will bless you with full knowledge of how the material nature is working, how not to be entrapped by its illusory representations, and how to engage everything in this world in the service of Krishna. That is real knowledge. And by doing that, in your normal life, in your house, with your family, you become liberated in this lifetime. Just by doing your normal things, but learning how to offer them properly to Krishna. You don't have to live in a cave in the Himalayas. You don't have to starve yourself. You don't have to throw away your cell phone, which is like worse than anything else. Right? You can use all these things properly in the service of Krishna. You just have to learn the technique. So, but everything depends on accepting a teacher who is bona fide. Not that's called a guru. It's not, as I said, a kangaroo. So now we're going to hear the difference. First of all, a little introduction to this subject. The 14th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita teaches us how the modes of material nature are acting, influencing us, basically forcing us to do things. We, of course, are under the illusion that we are independent and not forced to do anything. But that's a joke. When you eat, then you're forced to go to the toilet. Can you eat without going to the toilet? So you're forced to do that. And when you work, you're forced to take rest and sleep. And then you're forced to wake up and work again. You are forced to do everything in life. Does anyone remember choosing to be born? You were forced. We were all forced to be born. Does anyone remember choosing to grow up? And first of all, being pushed out of the womb? No. You're forced to be pushed out of the womb. And growing up and getting sick and getting old and eventually dying. All these things are forced on us. And we have miseries that are forced on us. Miseries caused by this body. There's itching. There's a stomach ache. There's an eye ache. There's an earache. There's a sinus problem. You get pneumonia. You get all these different bodily aches. Especially anyone who gets older, they know. These strange aches start. And it's very, very distressful, you know. And then the hair starts falling out, and the eyes get weaker, and the blood pressure goes up, and then sometimes you have palpitations in your heart. All these things, I mean, do you want these things? Are you choosing? Yeah, I want to have the heart palpitation. I want to have difficulty breathing and maybe choking to death, right? No, they're being forced on us. So that should be a message to us. Why are they forced on us? Because we've done something wrong. Whenever you're forced to do something, it means you did something wrong, whether you know about it or not. There's no mercy in the material nature. It's just like a man puts 50 cents in the Coca-Cola machine, and he pulls the lever and no Coke comes out. So he pushes the lever a few more times, no Coke comes out. Then he pushes the machine, no Coke comes out. He kicks the machine, no Coke comes out. Then he goes, Prabhuji, please give me my money back or give me a Coke. No answer. Why? Because Coca-Cola machine does not have kripa. That's why. You see? So don't ask the Coca-Cola machine for kripa. Who should you ask for kripa? You should ask Krishna for kripa. He's very kind, very merciful. So, if we learn what is forcing us to do things, then at least we understand how everything is working. So what is it that's forcing us to do things? It's called the triguna. Goodness, passion, and ignorance. This is what's causing us to do things. These are called gunas. Gunas are compared to ropes that tie you up and bind you. Bind you to the cycle of birth and death. So those ropes are sattva, rajas, and tamas. So we're going to hear a little bit about that. So in the Bhagavad Gita 14th chapter, which explains this, it says, when one dies in the mode of goodness, he or she attains the pure higher planets of the great sages. In other words, you'll go to Swarga. But you're still in the material world. Most people think the mode of goodness is the zenith of attainment, but that's not true. The mode of goodness will give you better birth in the next life, but you're still in the material world. So you graduated from being a third-class prisoner to a first-class prisoner, but you're still a prisoner. You're still subject to birth, death, old age, and disease, even on the Devalokas, even in Swarga. Then it says, when one dies in the mode of passion, rajas, he takes birth among those engaged in selfish activities, fruitive activities. And when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom. The result of pious action or sattvic action is pure and is said to be in the mode of goodness. But action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance results in foolishness. So, when a person becomes greedy, that is rajas. And they're very passionate. That means they have strong material desires. And if anything happens to frustrate those desires, they become angry. And when they become angry, their memory and intelligence becomes confused, and they start doing nasty things because they're attached to something very strongly, and even sometimes they're willing to kill for it. And in the mode of goodness, one does foolish things like smoke marijuana, like there's once a year in Florida, there's a contest in a shop that sells reptiles. The contest is eating live cockroaches, and the person who eats the most gets the reptile of their choice in that shop. You want a snake, you want a scorpion, whatever you want in that shop, and they have all kinds of reptiles. You get it for free. Well, 2 years ago, this store, the shop in Florida, holds that contest every year. 2 years ago, the man who won the contest by eating the most cockroaches died. They had to take him to the hospital. He died in the hospital. That's called tamas, ignorance. The mode of ignorance, doing something foolish, doing something crazy. Right? Just like if you're in the Grand Canyon, you want to take a selfie. So you go like this, and you're smiling, and all of a sudden you fall over and die. You know how many times that's happened in Grand Canyon? Or someone is on the ledge of a big high-rise in Hong Kong or Dubai or New York, and they're taking a selfie like this, and you just go right over, fall down. That's the last selfie. That's the last self. You see, these are all foolish things. These are all based on tamas, ignorance. Then it says, from the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develops foolishness, madness, and illusion. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. When one properly sees that in all activities, all material activities, no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to all these modes, then he attains my spiritual nature. So Krishna is saying, if you can understand, you're not really independent. While we're not let's say, Krishna conscious, we're being led by the modes. We're being forced to do things out of goodness, passion, or ignorance. We're not actually independent. And that's why people make big mistakes in life. And I don't want to go through all the list of those big mistakes, but there are many of them, right? And you know what they are. So, but if you understand how the material nature is influencing us through these modes, you can become free of them. Knowledge liberates a person, but knowledge must be followed by practical action. Otherwise, it's like the man who got a PhD in volcanoes and ended up driving a taxi the rest of his life. First of all, if you get a PhD in volcanoes, the only people who will hire you is maybe an oil company, or somebody, or you can get a job teaching. But I know a friend of mine, he has a PhD in volcanoes. He can't get a job, so now he's driving a taxi. You see? So in the same way, if you have knowledge, but you don't practice it, it's not worth anything. So what good is having a PhD in volcanoes if you're driving a taxi the rest of your life? You see? So in the same way, what good is this knowledge, even if you understand how the material nature is working, unless you actually use this knowledge in an everyday way? And then it says, Gunan etan atit jachen dehi deha samud bhavan janma mrityu jara dukair vimukto amritam asnute. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes associated with the material body, he or she can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses, and can enjoy nectar even in this life. So this is Krishna speaking here to Arjuna and to us today. He spoke this 5,000 years ago to Arjuna. We're hearing it exactly as he spoke it. He's saying that you can taste nectar even in this life and become free of the influence of sattva, rajas, and tamas. So now Arjuna asked a fundamental question. He said, okay, Krishna, thank you for explaining this to me. But, my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these three modes? What is his or her behavior? And how does he or she transcend the modes of nature? So three fundamental questions. Arjuna is a brilliant person. By the way, if you read Bhagavad Gita, you'll see that Arjuna asks every significant, important question to clear the path to surrendering to Lord Krishna. In other words, it doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter what ethnicity you are. If you read the Bhagavad Gita properly, every fundamental question that is an obstacle to our surrendering to God and having faith in God will be cleared away. That's how valuable this one book is. In fact, you don't have to read any other book in this world. If you simply read Bhagavad Gita, you will have all knowledge. So now Krishna is answering. So if you have the sheets in front of you, is there anyone that doesn't have one of these sheets? Because you should keep this and take it home. So let's print out more of those sheets. Do you know how to print it out? There's actually one sheet. You print it out on both sides. So Krishna now is going to answer this question. Three questions, that is, what are the symptoms by which one can recognize a person who's transcendental to the influence of the sattva, rajas, and tamas, the three modes of material nature? Because that person is qualified to be a guru and to teach us. And you will be able to judge yourself also, whether you're influenced by these modes or not. So I won't read the Sanskrit. We'll go directly to the English translation. It begins with prakasam cha pavritim cha moham eva chapandava. Okay? So it says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, Arjuna, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they disappear. Now, what does this mean? Illumination is when the light goes on in your brain, you say. It means you begin to understand something. And attachment means I'm very attached to my house, my 401k, my family, my ethnicity, my country, the land where I was born, to my cell phone, and to this and to that. So that is called attachment. And delusion means I believe that I can get a job in Microsoft by smoking marijuana. And I start smoking marijuana thinking that I'm going to get a job in Microsoft. Do you think you'll get a job in Microsoft by smoking marijuana? No, it's not true. So delusion is believing something that's not true and acting on it. Illusion is believing something that's not true. Delusion means you believe something that's not true and you act on it. Right? So these are three things: illumination, attachment, and delusion. So it's saying that one who does not hate illumination, attachment, or delusion when they are present, nor longs for them when they disappear. So this is called neutrality. The person who becomes spiritually advanced becomes neutral. That means they're no longer attached or attracted to anything in the material world, and they don't hate anything in the material world. Why? Because they see Krishna as being the cause and the effect of everything. That means that everything we see in this world has come originally from Krishna. He's the source of all the energies. He's the source of our souls. He's the source of the material energy. He's the source of the light from the sun. He's the source of everything. Therefore, we're neither attached or detached. Why are you collecting that? It should be given to people who don't have it, or who want it. You can't follow this class unless you have the sheet. So anybody that doesn't have the sheet, please raise their hand. No, that's all right. I want everyone to have the sheet so they can take it home and look at it. Okay, those sheets should be brought over here and give to the people who want them. Give those to the people who want them, so you can follow the class. There are people over here also. There are people over here. There are people over here. No, I don't need it. Oh, okay. Okay. So this concept of neutrality is based on understanding that everything comes from God. Nothing is independent of God. Therefore, one is not attracted or disgusted. And therefore, one can use things effectively in the service of God, because there's neither attraction nor disgust. Like, for example, you can use even marijuana in the service of God. How do you do that? Well, you don't smoke it, you don't eat it, but you can use the plant to make paper, to make biogas, and to make clothing. And as I've explained before, the first American flag was made with the marijuana plant. You can take the fibers of the plant and make clothing. So everything can be used. It just requires a little bit of knowledge. Okay, then it says, who is unwavering and undisturbed through all the reactions of the material qualities. So there are many things that are happening in life. There are earthquakes, there's disease, there's economic upturn, there's economic downturn. Sometimes you have a job, sometimes you don't have a job. There's divorce, there is marriage. So all these things are happening in our lives. Here it says, one remains unwavering and undisturbed through all the reactions of the material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental. This is extremely important. If you want to live peacefully in this world, this is the formula, how to be peaceful regardless of what's happening in the world. Why? Because if you understand everything is coming from Krishna, and Krishna is the supreme controller, and you have faith in this, then you're no longer afraid. You become abhayam, unafraid, because you know if you follow Krishna's instructions, he will always protect you. This is the formula for peace. It's explained in the 5th chapter, 29th verse. Bhoktaram yagitapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram surhitam sarvabhutanam yatva mam santim richati. One who knows 3 things: that Krishna is the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices. 2, Krishna is the ultimate proprietor of everything. He owns everything, including our bodies, our senses, our intelligence, our mind. And number 3, Krishna is our best friend. If we understand these 3 things and believe it, then we are free of anxiety. Yajgyatva santam richati. And we can attain actual shanti, actual peace and tranquility, and attain this position of neutrality and transcendence. This is extremely important if you want to have a happy life. If you don't want to have a happy life, just ignore what I'm saying. And actually, I'm not saying it, Krishna is saying it. But if you want to have a happy life, not getting in arguments, not getting upset, remaining sama, with the equilibrium of the mind. And it's based on faith. One must have faith in God and His instructions. Then one is no longer intimidated by the material nature or materialistic people. Then it says here, one remains neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active. So, if you can recognize sattva, rajas, and tamas when they begin to act on us, then you're no longer a victim. You become a controller. You don't go along with their logic. You use the superior logic of transcendence, neutrality, and equilibrium of the mind. Everything depends on our mind. Like, for example, there are people that specifically call up Hindus in America, and they say, this is the Homeland Security, and your husband is going to be arrested when he comes back from India because he is in violation of Homeland Security rules. And the wife, who's been waiting for her husband to come back, he went to interact with his team in Chennai, and she knows he's going to come back in a couple of days. And some guy calls her up and said, this is the Homeland Security. Has this happened to anyone here? Has it happened to you? Huh?
I've heard.
Have you heard that this is happening to Hindus in America? Yes, you've heard about it, right? They haven't gotten to you yet. You can wait for that with great expectation. So, what does the wife do? She freaks out and she said, what can I do? He said, well, you have to pay a penalty for your husband having been in violation of Homeland Security rules of immigration. He said, well, how much is it? You have to give $1,000 to this web page. And she goes on the web page. The web page and the address is someone in Nairobi, Kenya. His name is Abdullah Bahula. Right? And she has to send $1,000 to Abdullah Bahula in Nairobi, right? And she's so freaked out that she does it, right? Because these people know that Hindus are doing well in America. They're not making $30,000 a year. They're making $100,000, $150,000, $80,000, and they also know that they don't understand exactly Homeland Security rules and etc. So they purposely scare people. Now, if you know how the modes of material nature are acting, you will not be scared. You will be rational. It's just like, let's say there's an accident outside on 228th Avenue and someone is seriously injured. and we hear the noise, and we all go out and see, and the person's arm is almost cut off from his body. Blood is coming out. They have a broken back. They're screaming, help, help, help. We go out there and we become emotional. Would you be able to look at that and not be emotional? But when the ambulance comes and the doctors come, they're not emotional. They're looking objectively. How can we get this person to the hospital on the surgery table and fix him or her up right away? See, they're not emotional. They've been trained to know how to deal with situations. But we're not trained, so we become emotional and we don't know what to do. You see? So it's the same thing with material nature. When the modes of material nature act on us, we become emotional. You go to have your annual checkup and the doctor says, oh, too much cholesterol, blood pressure is too high, you don't have enough this or enough that in your body, and we might have to do operation. That's their code word for more money for the hospital. See, operation means more money for the hospital. It doesn't mean it's going to heal your problem. It means that they're going to get more money. You know, and if you say you do have Medicaid 1, Medicaid 2, or A and B and C, they have a big smile on their face because it's not a little bit of money, it's a lot of money they're going to make. As long as they keep you sedated and with medical procedures and things like that, the money's going to flow in. You are a gold pot for them. Your sickness is their gold, you see. So, we have to learn not to become intimidated by the different fake newses in this world. But you can only do that if you have faith in God. And if you understand how the modes of material nature work. The modes of material nature work in such a way as to put you in anxiety. And when you become in anxiety, you will make quick decisions without thinking them through. It's just like when they said, oh, in the year 2000, there's going to be Y2K. Nothing will work. You won't be able to get your money out of the bank. You'll lose your job. The whole world's coming to an end. Did you believe that? Huh? I know somebody who believed that. You know what he did? He sold his house. He maxed out his credit cards. And he ran away. Thinking that the world's coming to an end in Y2K. You see? He got intimidated. He got scared. And he started making quick decisions without thinking it through. That is the influence of the modes of material nature, and it's all planned so that we will make quick decisions without understanding the consequences. A person who is educated, they always think, if I do this, what are the consequences before they act? Like, for example, let's say you have a dream and Krishna appears in your dream and he says, go, wake up, go down to the kitchen, get the kitchen knife, go back to the bedroom and stab your wife to death. Now, what do you do? Because you actually saw Krishna and you heard him speaking in your dream. Well, I'm going to give you the advice what to do. You should call up your guru. And if you have a kangaroo instead of a guru, you're in big trouble. But if you have a genuine guru, he'll say, Prabhuji, ignore that. Krishna would never tell you to stab your dear wife. He said, but she argues with me. That doesn't matter, Prabhu. You should remain transcendental and neutral. You say, transcendental and neutral. We should read this verse. The Guru will say, let's read this verse. Prakasam cha pavritim cha mohinim cha pandava. Na dvesti sampra pavritani na nivritani kankshati. He who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present, nor longs for them when they disappear, who is unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active. So he'll tell you, listen, read this and try and understand what it means. Don't stab your wife. In fact, don't put the knife down. Take it back to the kitchen. It's only meant for cutting paneer and vegetables. It's not meant for stabbing your wife. You understand? Now, chant Hare Krishna, and when you get a little tired, go back to sleep, because you have to wake up and go to work and put bread on the table. This is good advice. Right? Remain unwavering, undisturbed, and neutral and transcendental. Then it says, one who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress. Now, distress, this is what bothers people. Like, for example, one man called me up and he said, Prabhu, my wife is always arguing with me. He said, I can somewhat tolerate that, but she insulted my mother. What should I do? I told him, Prabhu, you're very lucky. He said, what do you mean lucky? She insulted my mother. I said, I know, but you're a very lucky man, because the way to react to this is like this. Whenever your wife insults you, or if the husband insults the wife, you make an internal, let's say, promise to yourself that that day you will chant more Hare Krishna, at least 5 rounds more. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. When I say a round, that means there are 108 beads on this japa mala. So one round is chanting 108 times Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So whoever insults you, now they're becoming your guru. They're encouraging you to chant more Hare Krishna. So instead of seeing that person as your enemy, now you see them as your guru. If you make this vow, whenever I get insulted, I'm going to chant 5 more rounds that day. Right? If you're already chanting 16 rounds, that means 21 rounds. And if you get insulted twice, that means 26 rounds. And if you get insulted 3 times, that means 31 rounds. You're going to become a pure devotee very quickly. So the insult is actually helping you if you make this vow. You see? That means you are remaining unwavering, undisturbed, and neutral and transcendental in spite of whatever happens. Because your attachment is not to the material world. Your attachment is to Krishna. And if your attachment is to Krishna, then noblesse oblige. This is a phrase in French. That means that if you have a higher state of consciousness, then you're obliged to act nobly at all times. And the noblest action is always do those things that are pleasing to Krishna and never do anything that's not pleasing to Krishna. So what is pleasing to Krishna? Pleasing to Krishna is always remembering Krishna and never forgetting Krishna. If you love someone, you always remember them and you never forget them. What is it that people say when their loved one dies? You will always remain in our hearts forever. Ah, that's the sign of love. Now, if after the funeral you go home and then someone invites you to come to the Bhangra party in Bellevue, and you go, then you forget. You will always be in my heart, will never forget you. Now you're doing Bhangra. You forgot all about the person that you're supposed to love, you see? So the real sign of love is you never forget the lover or the beloved. And the real thing that pleases Krishna is you always keep your mind focused on pleasing the Lord. This is called samsiddhir haritoshanam. The highest perfection of life is only acting in ways that pleases the Lord. If you do this, you'll never have a problem in life. And you'll never be disturbed by anything, because you will not do anything that's displeasing to the Lord. Okay. Then it says here, so you're not disturbed by happiness or distress, because if there's distress, you just chant more Hare Krishna. Until your heart slows down the beat, your mind becomes confirmed or determined to follow Krishna's instructions and not to violate them. Then next it says, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with equal eye. Now, today, can you look on earth, stone, and gold with an equal eye? Tell the truth. No. So, this is when you actually are spiritually elevated. So, we have a lot to do. We have a lot to learn. We have a lot to understand. To come to that position where we look at a lump of earth, a stone, and gold with an equal eye. See? Actually, saintly people look at all three things as being stool, as being feces, refuge, not something that makes them act in a crazy way. Just like I had a friend of mine, he's very wealthy. He studied one stock on the stock exchange for 1 year, and he became convinced that this stock is vastly undervalued. So he used all his charts and all his systems, and he realized that this stock has tremendous growth potential in the future. So he invested $2 million in that stock. The next week, Mr. Kramer, if you know who he is, he's a stock so-called pundit. I call him a nundit. Yeah. On the television. He said on television to his audience, he has like 10, 20 million people listening to him every week. He said, don't buy this stock. The next day it plunged, it tanked. And this man lost $1.8 million in 1 day. You see. Now he studied the stock for 1 year. He became convinced, using all his charts and all his methods, that this stock is only going to grow. It's not going to go down. And he lost in 1 day. You see? So, that means that there's happiness and distress. That means that he doesn't see a lump of earth, a stone, and gold with an equal eye. He's attached to the gold. He's so attached to the gold that he's willing to risk $2 million to make more gold. And he failed. See? So, we should be attached to Krishna, not to money, not to exploiting nature or people to make more money. We should be attached to pleasing Krishna. Then we will have a peaceful life. And we will be a good person, genuinely good person, and we will practice para upakar. Para upakar means doing good to others. That's the best way you do good to yourself, when you do good to others. But if you become an exploiter, like Jeff Bezos, or any big industrialist exploiting people, say, then you will definitely be zapped by the modes of material nature. You'll make many mistakes, and you'll have to take birth again and repeat the whole thing all over again. See? And next it says, who is equal toward the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady, situated equally, well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcended the modes of material nature. So now we have the description of a person who's transcendental. And we can understand other people and we can understand ourselves with this criterion. See? It's just like if you see a brown smudge somewhere and you want to figure out what it is. So you smell it and it smells funny. And you measure it, and it's like a little dot. And you taste it, it tastes very funny. It reminds you of something, but you can't exactly place exactly what it is, right? But then you understand, my God, this is somebody's stool. Because it smells like stool, it looks like stool, and it tastes like stool, therefore it is stool, you see? So you recognize things and you recognize people by the lakshana, by the qualities they demonstrate, you see? So now you have an explicit qualification of a person who is actually transcendental. Now next, how does that person act? That is explained in the next verse, if you look at it. The next verse on the opposite page. Mam chayo vibicharena bhakti-yogena sevate sagunam samatitya brahma bhuyaya kalpate. That person who is transcendental is Bhakti-yoga sevate, always engaged in bhakti, in devotional service to Krishna. Bhakti is not serving the politician. Bhakti is not serving your ethnic group or serving your political group. That's not bhakti. Bhakti is serving Bhagavan Krishna. It's very specific. You want to serve the politician, that's called moha, illusion. Or you want to serve your ethnic group, that's also illusion. Or you want to serve your this or that. Those things are illusory. You want to serve Krishna, that's real. Because that service to Krishna will liberate you from the cycle of birth and death. So therefore, now we know what the activity is of a person who's transcendental. Next, how do you become transcendental? How do you overcome the influence of the modes of material nature? Therefore it says, Sagunam samatityaitam brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who always is engaged in devotional service and never falls down under any circumstance. That person attains Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, the Brahman level of Brahman. The Brahman level means you are on the complete spiritual level. You're not attracted by anything material. You don't hate anything material, and you're not attracted by anything. Therefore, you can use it in the service of God without any attachment. That's called Suddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. When you use things uniquely to please the Lord without any selfish interest. So most people, they come to the temple and they go like this in front of the deities, and they're thinking, my Lord, my job is in jeopardy. Please don't let me get laid off. And my Lord, my grandmother's having high BP. Take care of that also. And my Lord, my daughter has to pass the SAT test. Let her pass the test. And here's my $5, Lord. Thank you very much. Now, does that sound like a prayer? What do you think, sir? Does that sound like a prayer? If someone came to you and went like this, Prabhuji, please let my business go better. Take care of my grandmom's BP, and let my son pass the SAT. Does that sound like a prayer to you? No. So what is a prayer? Let's ask this question. What is an actual prayer? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Prakata Satma Sukalpa Vriksha Laksha Vrite Susarabir Abhipaliyantam Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Now that is a prayer. You're saying, Ishvara Parama Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sat Chitananda Vigraha. His body is made of Sat, eternity, Chit, all knowledge, and Ananda, pure bliss. Now that right there shows the difference between us and Krishna. Because right now we have a body made of stool, bone, ligaments, and tendons, and urine, and blood, and mucus, and pus, and so forth. So, does that sound nice? But Satchitananda, that's Krishna's body. And actually, our soul is also Satchitananda, but now it's covered by the body, and we're so much an illusion, we're identifying with the body instead of identifying with the soul. The whole spiritual education begins when you can identify with your soul and its relationship to Krishna, and not with the body. The body is in relationship with the material nature. The material nature begins and ends. But our soul was never born and never ends. Najayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavitavana bhuya ajo nitya sasvatam yam purano nahanyate hanyamane sarire. The second chapter, 20th verse, Krishna says the soul is never born and it never dies. But the body is born and it will die. So what do you want to identify with, the soul or the body? Of course. But that requires knowledge. You have to be convinced that the soul exists. And if you read Bhagavad Gita, you will be convinced that your soul exists, and Krishna, the Supreme Paramatma soul, also exists, and you have an eternal relationship. And what is that relationship? It's called bhakti. serving the Lord with love and devotion. What is your relationship with anybody? It's based on service. If you don't have anyone to serve, you buy a dog or a cat and you serve them. We see the people in the street. They're walking with the dog. Then the dog stops and poops. And then the person takes a plastic bag out of their hand. They put it on backwards on their hand. And they pick up the dog poop. And they go like this and close the bag. And they continue walking with the dog. Who is serving who? Is the dog serving the man? Or is the man serving the dog? You see? So when you don't have anyone to serve, you buy a dog or you buy a cat and you serve them. Service is called dharma. It's the quality that is inescapable. Everyone is rendering service to somebody or something. Right? But Sanatan Dharma is different. Sanatan Dharma means service to Krishna because it will maintain you eternally. And Dharma will only maintain you for a certain period of time. You're a Dharma to Microsoft. Well, it might serve you 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. That's it. Finished. Your Dharma to Amazon, or your Dharma to America, or your Dharma to India. And it's just a question of a few years, and then it's finished. But Sanatan Dharma is eternal. It's the work that sustains you eternally. It's the activity that sustains you eternally. Therefore, we should change from Dharma to Sanatan Dharma as quick as possible. There's an emergency. You could die at any moment. And if there's no Sanatan Dharma, when you come in front of Krishna, he'll say, okay, what did you do for me? And you say, nothing. He said, okay, send him to Narak. He's not one of our men. He's one of Yamaraja's men. Say, you don't want to be in that position. Do not wait till it's too late. Act while you can. Okay, so now we covered the 3 questions and the answers. Question 1. What are the qualities by which you can recognize if someone is transcendental to the modes of material nature? Question 2. What does that person do? And question 3. How do they attain eternal life in the spiritual world? So all 3 questions were just answered. You have the sheet. Study this for next week because we're going to learn what happens when you go to the spiritual world. There's no other scripture that has information of what happens in the spiritual world, who is God, what does he like, what he doesn't like. There's only one scripture that explains all that. That is the Srimad Bhagavatam. And we're going to have a set here tomorrow, next week. You can look at it. This book has the complete knowledge of the spiritual world. There's no other book that has complete knowledge like this. The Bible doesn't have it. The Quran doesn't have it. Harry Potter doesn't have it. The internet doesn't have it. But the Bhagavatam has it. It's the greatest spiritual scripture in the whole universe. Even the Devatas study the Bhagavatam. So if you study Bhagavatam, you become a Devata. You don't become, you stop being an Asura and you become a Devata. So thank you very much. We'll stop right there. Keep these sheets. If you keep these sheets every week, in 1 year you will be a Pandit. And if you don't keep them, you will be a Nandit. So better become a Pandit than a Nandit. Yeah. Are there any questions anyone would like to ask? Yes. Okay, that's called a unabashed solicitation. But we can't blame her because she loves Krishna and she wants to disseminate Krishna consciousness to everyone. And that's good. Okay, any questions anyone has? This is a great opportunity to ask a question. You must have some questions that you've never been able to get a satisfactory answer to. This is no, not you. Is anyone? Okay, our rule here is No question, no eat. So if you want to eat prasadam, you have to ask one question. I didn't ask 2 questions, or just one question. Anybody? There must be one question. Yes, sir.
If one is looking at rock or gold or some solid substance as equal,
Yeah.
how one can distinguish God and attain God?
Well, it's like this. We are living in the world of mass distraction. It's not mass weapons of destruction. It's mass weapons of distraction. Therefore, we're not actually thinking of God during the day or during the night, mostly. We're mostly thinking of my job, my 401k, my this, my that. So, when you are no longer attracted, it says earth, rock, or gold, but let's say cell phone, internet, television, or let's say stock market, 401k, and what do you call it, promotion, okay? Or let's say women, wine, and money, okay? So we just repeat it, we replace those 3 words with equivalent things that distract us. You understand now? So now, our goal in life is to orient our mind to always be thinking of how to please Krishna. Samsidir haritoshanam. Smartavya satatam Vishnu. Vismartavya najatuchit. This is Padma Purana that says there are 2 rules that trump all other rules. If you know what Trump means in English. It doesn't mean the politician Trump. It's a word in English that means that surpass all other rules, that are better than all. What are those rules? Smartavya satatam Vishnu, Vishmartavya najatuchit. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. If you follow those 2 rules, you will not have any problem in life. Just like every mother and father, they want their kids to always remember the instruction of their parents and never forget the instruction of their parents. You see? So, Krishna is the original father. And it's advised, Smartavya satatam Vishnu, Vishmartavya najatuchit. Always remember the Lord and never forget the Lord. This trumps all the other rules, including Trump. Okay? Haribo. So we'll stop there. Now we can all have prasadam after Arti. Hare Krishna. So always remember, our rule here is no question, no eat. So whenever I'm speaking, you should think, oh, what did he say here? I didn't understand that. I'll ask the question. Haribo. You can't agree with everything I'm saying, because some of the things I'm saying are very controversial. So there must be a question. There must be a question. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Shobha Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Shobha Janami Tatavane Jagamana Loba Jan Gorangera Rotik Soba Jagajana Mana Loba Gorangera Rotik Soba Jagajana Mana Loba Gorangera Rotik Soba Jagajana Mana Loba Jagajana Mana Loba Kibadaki Nitaya Chan Banmengadat Harat Nikate Advaita Shini Vasachadara Nikate Advaita Shini Vasachadara Vibaboshi Nachingora Chan Ratna Singha Sane Arati Korena Brahma Adideva Gane Arati Korena Brahma Adideva Gane Kibanala Adikari Chamaradulaya Nalani Adikari Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Kosadigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Kibashanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Madhura Midanga Baje Paramarasala Madhura Midanga Baje Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shanka Baje Kanta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Bhaje. Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Bhaje. Hey bolo Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Bhaje. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Come on, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Bolo Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, hey, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande ki jai, ki babahu kote Chandra jini vadana ujvala, bahu kote Chandra jini vadana. Gala de Sevana Mala, Hare Jala Mala, Gala de Sevana Mala, Hare Jala Mala, Jayo, Jayo Gora Chande Arati ke Sama Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati ke Soba Jana Vitata Vane Jagamana Loba Jana Vidada Vane Jagamana Loba Kiba Shiva Sukhanaraga Premigada Gada Bhakti Vinoda Dekhe Gorara Sampada Bhakti Vinoda Dekhe Gorara Sampada Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hey, bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora, Haribo, Nitai Gora, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora, Nitai Gora, Haribo, Haribo, Gora, Haribo, Nitai Gora, Haribo, Nitai Gora, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora, Nitai Gora, Haribo, 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 Bola Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora, Haribo, Nitai Gora, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora, Haribo. Nitai Gora Premanandi ki jai. Chayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravaja Chasta Tarasatara Shri Bhanis Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti-yoga Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nantakoti Vaishnavindra ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Shikoho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Dvaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakti-yoga ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Samkunda Radha Kunda Giri Gaurang ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Radha Nilamadava ki, Gaur Premanandi Haribo. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Guranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladayini. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladayini. Hiranyakasipu Bhaksha Shilatam Kanakalaye. Hiranyakashipu Bhaksha Shilatam Kanakalaye. Ito Nisingha Parato Nisingha Yato Yato Yamitato Nisingha. Pai Nrsimha Hidaye Nrsimha Narasinamadin Saranam Prapade. Tavakara Kamala Barena Kamadutta Shingam Dalita Hidanyakashipu Danubringa Eshavajita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Hare Jagadesha Hare Tavakara Kamala Barenaka Aduta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Danubringa Kesavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Hare Jagadesha Hare Jaya Narasingha Dev Jaya Narasingha Dev Jaya Narasingha Dev Jaya Narasingha Dev Haribo 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 Nitagora Haribo Nitagora Narasingha Bhagavan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Gaur Premanandi Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Ma Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Mutagi Srimati Bhakti-yoga Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nivasesa Sunivani Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Thank you very much for coming tonight. We want to quickly make a few announcements. Our Sunday feast sponsors are Vikas Singh on the occasion of Advitya's birthday. Whoa! There's Advitya. Come up here, Advitya, right away. Haribol. Jai, Advitya, how old are you? 8? 8? Wow. You're getting to be bigger and bigger, Advitya. Hare Krishna. Okay, give me a high five. Haribol. And you want to what? Oh, yeah, I told Advait to have a machine that makes him smaller and younger. So he doesn't get to be a big boy. He always remains a brahmachari before the age of puberty. That means he's like the 4 Kumaras. You want that machine? You want me to put you in that machine? Well, I loaned the machine out right now, so I don't have it. But the devas are using it to make the asuras smaller, right? So, but when they finish with the asuras, maybe I'll have it back. Okay. And also, Bhaja Kripa Prabhu on the occasion of his birthday. Whoa, oh, Haribo, 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 Haribo. Haribo, Bhaja Kripa. You want that machine also, Bhaja Kripa? You're already 16, okay. You're permanently 16. Now we have some upcoming events, so by the way, please get your blessing from Radha and Krishna, and don't go away, Advaita. I'm going to give you a present, and Bhaja Kripa also. So we have an upcoming event. It's called Grihastha Seminar on I to We, whatever that means. You have to come to the seminar and figure out what that means. I to We. And it's by His Grace Dwarkadish Prabhu and his wife on April 9th and 10th. I guess that's next week. From 7:30 to 9 p.m. So everyone is invited to the Grihastha Seminar. And then we're going to celebrate on April 13th Shri Ram Navami, or Nomi. And we're going to celebrate it with the Shita Rama Kalyanam celebration here on April 13th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. the Kalyanam Utsavam. And at 7:30 p.m. there will be Abhishekam for Lord Ramachandra. So be here or be nowhere. Haribo. And we're going to have a homam or havan reciting the Sri Ramayana, the main Ramayana, yes. And there's going to be a play also, a Ramayana play by our Vedic children at 7 p.m. 6 p.m. is the Abhishekam, and okay, this is on the 14th. I'm sorry. On the 13th, we have the Kalyanotsavam and Abhishekam. The Kalyanam is 8 to 1 p.m. and the Abhishekam is 7 p.m. Then on April 14th, from 3 to 5 p.m., we have the celebration. Will continue, and at 6 p.m. on the 14th is Abhishekam again, and 7:30 p.m. is the Ramayana play by our children. Good. On June 22nd, we have our first annual vegetarian, vegan, raw food, Ayurveda, naturopathy, natural farming, natural living festival at Redmond's downtown new park. It's a beautiful park right in the center of Redmond. On June 22nd, Saturday, from 12 to 8 p.m. And on April 7th, after Arti, we have our Vedic school flute concert. So if you want to hear the Bumsi concert by our Vedic children on April 7th, I guess that is what? That is Wednesday? What day is that? No, it's Monday, isn't it? I think it's Monday or no, it's tonight. I'm sorry. Is it tonight? Okay. You have a flute? You have no? So are we going to have the flute concert now? Yeah. Okay, so please come up. Please let the children come up. And of course there is a birthday cake for Advitya and for Braja Kripa. So let's quickly do the birthday ritual. Haribol. Okay, kids, let's make a circle around the birthday cake. We're going to do parikrama of the birthday cake. Okay. And it's Advitya and Bhajikripa. So we go. Let's all give 3 big Hari Bol shouts. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Okay. And let's give 1 big round of Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol. Nitai Gaur Premanande ki jai. Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna, dear Advitya and Bhajakripa, Hare Krishna to you, Haribol. Okay, we'll blow out the candle and we pray tonight that Radha and Krishna protect you always by giving you the good intelligence to make the right decisions in life. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Okay, tonight we're going to hear a flute concert by Shruti Devi. Haribol, Haribol. Let's listen to Shruti now.
Thank you.
Another one. Another one. Yes, I played. Definitely, sir. By God's grace. Definitely. Sure.
Haribo, so now we have a present for our Advaita, and we're going to make a ceremony for Maharaji right now.
చేరి నయమునీరంగా చంద్రవదనలు నీకు సేవ చేయంగా అందముగ వారిన్ల ఆడుచుండంగా మండలకు దొంగ